Hello, my friend. Welcome to May 1st. I'm Pat Sloan, and we are ready to kick off, yes, our magical quilting May. So excited. We made it to May, and behind me is my April quilt along, my stay-at-home quilt along. So let's just take a look. I'm going to zoom you in first over there because I am so excited that I actually finished it. I shared it in my Facebook group last night. So there we go. Whee, I'll lean over and you can see it up close. So I've got the, got the umbrella fabric on there. Norm is enjoying it there. He's hanging out on the wall. So this umbrella fabric, I used not all of it, but most of it, and I had to piece the sides, which was fine. I did some fussy cutting and matching and everything. It worked out really good. Yay! I can't believe that we finished our sew along for April. So we have another one for May. So first let's talk about that. I want to do be sure that everybody knows that we're doing a rainbow quilt, and you can download this. The link is down below on under the video. And we'll do several half square triangles each day. And I am doing a variety of fabrics. We're doing two at a time. I'm doing two at a time half square triangles. That's the way I wrote it. You can do it however you like. There's many other methods. If you have my triangle book, I show you how to do 8 triangles at a time. So if you're using the same fabric for each color, which some people are, they're doing like the red is all the same fabric. I, of course, am doing multiple fabrics because I can't just do one fabric. So here are I did 6, so you want to do 6 blocks today, 6 half square triangles. And we also, wait, somewhere, oh, I don't have it, but on the page 3 of the pattern, it shows you the chunks that will sew them together so that you can get a chunk sewn at a time as we go through the colors. So I have this background that I talked about using because I have a great big piece of it, which is an art gallery fabric. And if you did my, one of my sew-alongs, forget which one it was, summertime, I think, that was the background that we used. And I still have a great big chunk of it. So that is going to be the background for a lot of them. So I used, where'd it go? This fabric here is from the Elvira quilt that we did in April. Then I have the tape measure fabric so there's 2 blocks from each. So I've got 6 blocks, and then I used my strawberry fabric. It's a batik, and I paired it with this print, which was leftover piece from the flower bouquet sew along. So it has words like Monet's. I always love flowers. So those are my 6 half square triangles for today. Yes, and I think after we do 3 days or 4 days, then we get to sew a chunk together. So that is what I'll be doing. Now we have a challenge again every day in May. Yes, I'm very excited it's May. I don't know, May just feels like it needs to be spring no matter what's going on outside. On the last day of April showers bring May flowers. Well, it rained pretty much all day on the last day of April. Just getting those flowers ready. So we have today 2 things going on for activities and then the challenge. So let's first do the challenge. I've got the book nook. So your challenge today is to dig into your books. Take a look at what you have. Are they organized? I'm sort of curious. I would like to hear how do you set your books up? Do you do them by topic? Mine are loosely by topic. I have a section for books with history, a section for books that are samplers. One is a bunch of self-published books by folk artists. Then I have the tutorials, books that are basically teaching books, that's where the EPP, the English paper piecing book is, and some other things like that. Then there are other categories, along that way, but mine are sort of in categories because when I'm looking for a book, what do I want? I want a certain type of book. So all the books that are using pre-cuts are together. So I know if I okay, I want to see some patterns for pre-cuts, or I want to see my English paper piecing book. Well, I know that that's in the teaching book group. So tell me how your books are organized. And if they are not organized at all, take a moment and think about how you search for a book. What is that way that you do your search? And that is how you should probably group them. At least that works for me. So tell me all about it here at YouTube or over at my Facebook group called Along with Pat Sloan, which there's a link down here too, so you can get right over there. Okay, so we have 2 of the sew-alongs. The charity sew-along is 1st and 15th of the month, and so this week's is posted at my website, and if it's not there yet when you look at this, then go on over later and I'll show you my blocks for this week. The actual physical quilt is with Cindy and Dennis to be quilted because it will be auctioned for Make-A-Wish. This is the charity that it's supporting, and so you know, it's over at their spa. That's right. It's at their spa, and you can see it when it comes back. So I'll show you the whole thing when it comes back. So I've just got all the blocks. Okay, the other part of the sew along for where is it? The sew along for this Bloomtopia. Sorry, my brain, I lost where I was. Is the embroidery, the cross stitch rather. So whoops. So I started already the next part. So the next part is here. This is what we get today, is the instructions for this. So I started mine already. I cheated a little bit. I got it a little bit early because I'm doing this stuff with the sew along. So I did start it like, 2 days ago. Shh, don't tell anybody. So I have one more. There's like one more unit down there, and that is for this time. We also have the brand new Stitch Mania. This is a much more sane stitch along, cross stitch along than what the cross stitchers do, which is start one a day. No, we're not starting one a day. That is way too much. So the Fat Quarter Shop has the mystery, feels like home mystery, which we get to see what the first part is, which is this darling, darling bird. And I started that. Okay, so it is it tells you, the thing tells you, part 2 is May 8th. So we have a little bit of time, but I'm doing the 10 count. Whoop, where is it? Okay, so there we go. So my leaf, is that right? Yeah, the leaf is at the bottom. So I'm stitching up so the bird will be up above there. And I'm like, the 10 count is like, I can tell that I've actually gotten used to using, I think this is a 14. And so the 10 is quite, the holes are bigger, so I'm using 4 strands of Aurifil. And what I did is there's a DMC that you could purchase, or you could use fancy floss or whatever, but I'm using my Aurifil and one of these great containers because I can put it in here. Here, let's come down here a minute. So I have this mesh bag with with both the cross stitches in it, and I'm using my containers to keep some of the things. So like here, I'm just keeping the floss spools because I have more spools than will fit in this container. So I'm keeping just the floss in there, floss flowers, so I can wrap. But all of the threads I need for the Feels Like Home for this guy will fit in here, which then can go in the container. So I am just loving this. It all is very tidy and organized in there. So I can keep both of them there, and this sits, it's got a nice gusseted bottom, so it sits right up like that. So there is the 10 count cloth, which if you have not, let's come up here. If you have not cross stitched for a while, try the 10 count. That's what I decided to do because I'm a baby cross stitcher, and so I have to have the big holes. And 14 I'm getting used to, but I was a little paranoid about it, but I've gotten used to it. But 10 is nice. You can see it. I can move very quickly, and I don't sew with a hoop. I stitch like I would when I'm doing embroidery, so I just go up and down, up and down. And if you want to see that, let me know. I'll have to get organized, maybe one of the videos during this week or the next few days sometime. I'll stitch a little bit on here and show you how I'm doing that. And there are other videos. The Real Housewives of Cross Stitch, Chelsea and Priscilla, the mother-daughter, they did a video for Fat Quarter Shop. So showing how they do that. And of course they give you the much more advanced version. I'll give you the beginner version of it. I'll do a video. I'll do that. Okay, this is exciting to be into May. And you're going to do your half square triangles today for the rainbow. Yes. And you will do a look at your books. That's your challenge. Tell me what kind of organization you have, and if you don't have any, think about that today, and maybe you can start organizing. If you're going to start, just take one category, one topic. Maybe you'll find all of your history books, put them all together, something like that. So, okay, my friends, I love you. Have an amazing kickoff to May, and be sure you do your embroidery or your cross stitch for today. I keep saying embroidery, cross stitch for today, and your charity quilt blocks. All right. See you later. Mwah.